My husband wanted me to share him with his first love because he had gotten her pregnant. However, by the time he entered the room with his first love in his arms, I had already taken off my ring and left our home. It wasn't until the next morning that Adrian realized I was gone. He strode to my room and knocked on the door. To his surprise, the door swung open. It wasn't locked. Stepping inside, he was greeted by silence. My scent had vanished. It was as if I'd never stayed in that room at all. He yanked open the closet, but not even my clothes were there. Everything was packed up. I had already left. When you were upstairs with Diane, she walked out, came a voice from behind. Adrian turned to see Beta Ray leaning against the doorframe, arms crossed. For the first time in his life, Adrian was speechless. A hollow emptiness settled over Adrian. She seemed unusually calm about the whole thing, Ray added, stepping closer with something in his hand. When Adrian saw what it was, his blood ran cold. It was the ring. The ring he had promised Diane, now worn on Ray's finger. Why do you have that? Adrian whispered, stunned, his brow furrowing. Why are you so surprised? She left it behind. Wisely, you should be relieved. She could never win Adrian. She knew she had to bow out the moment Diane got involved. Adrian took the ring from Ray's hand, wordlessly leaving the room. But where could she have gone? She had lost her father and home after moving in with me. She had nowhere to go. Where could she possibly be now? The irony of worrying about someone who had tried to harm Diane made Adrian snort as he headed downstairs. On his way down, he noticed the servants cleaning up the mess from the previous night. Adrian's brow twitched with irritation. Where is Amelia? At the sound of his voice, the room fell silent, and the servants trembled, heads lowered in fear. Finally, the head maid appeared, bowing her head. Why yes, your majesty. You spent all night cleaning this mess. What if my maid had been injured this morning? What would you have done? Why was there so much food last night? Do I pay you to be incompetent fools? Amelia bowed again, trembling. Your majesty, Luna Esmeralda gave us the night off. We were in the dorms until this morning. She's the one who prepared the meal. What? Why? Adrian blinked in surprise. She seemed oddly happy yesterday, as if she was looking forward to your return. Adrian's blood froze at the realization. Did she clean my room too? Adrian asked quietly. Yesterday, in his enjoyment of the evening, he hadn't noticed the details, not until now. Yes, Alpha, that explained why she had been dressed so formally last night. Adrian could almost picture her, excited, running down the stairs to greet him, happiness glowing in her eyes. She had been so eager to tell him something. What was she going to tell me? Was it really that important? Adrian realized his thoughts were distracting him and ordered the maids to continue working before heading back upstairs. Today, he and Diane had an appointment with Dr. Liz for a prenatal checkup. In the doctor's office, Diane and Adrian sat across from each other. Throughout the appointment, Adrian noticed the cold, angry glances Dr. Liz kept shooting at Diane, but he didn't care. He knew she was my gynecologist and a close friend. You can come back for your next checkup on Monday, Liz finally said after the exam. You're free to go, doctor. Isn't Monday a bit too soon for the next appointment? Diane asked calmly. Liz looked up with a smirk. Well, unless you'd like your baby to die inside you. By all means. Wait, Elizabeth. I don't care what relationship you had with Esmeralda, but I won't tolerate you insulting my mate, Adrian said icily. Liz gave a bitter laugh. Your mate? And what about Esmeralda? Adrian's voice was cold. A mate who hasn't given me children in 8 years. She's useless to me. Liz's expression tightened. I don't understand. She didn't tell you. Tell me what? Adrian's voice sharpened. Sensing something off, even Diane looked curious now. Liz suddenly reached for a file and handed it to Adrian. As he flipped through the papers, his blood turned to ice. She's 3 months pregnant, Liz said, her voice heavy with meaning, with twins.
You can now check part 2 by pressing share then more.